Welcome to the Art of Decluttering podcast. I am your host, Amy Revell, and I am here today to help you save money. Today's episode should be called "It's Already Been Spent, You Might As Well Use It, or Otherwise It's Going to Go to Waste." But in the tradition of me preferring to have podcast episodes that are like 3 to 4 words max, gift cards and vouchers is what took precedence for the title. But I just thought it was appropriate after Christmas and after a couple of years of COVID lockdowns around the world to really bring your attention to your gift card and voucher collection. What do you have? How do I help you to use it? Because this is an area that is fun to declutter, because decluttering the card relieves you of the guilt that somebody paid for something that you haven't used, because there's kind of that like hanging over your head feeling. At least that's what I have. Like I have a constant hanging over my head feeling when I get given a voucher. I don't want to waste it. And I want to be able to go back and say to the person, oh my gosh, that massage, that whatever was so good. Thank you so much. And there's also like the pressure of like the expiry, and there's so many things about gift cards that when you declutter bring great joy. I find gift cards all the time when working with clients, and every professional organizer does. They usually are Coles Myer cards or Apple gift cards. Luckily now a lot of it's done online, but that also means it's super easy to lose them because they just get lost in the sea of emails. And so what I want to talk to you today about is physical gift cards and vouchers that you have, or I would recommend that you print. So if you get sent one, print it, take a screenshot of it, do something so that it becomes more easy to use than just lost in a sea of emails. Gift cards is one of my favorite things to give people because I'm not a gifts person and I don't like trying to pick a particular gift for someone. In fact, it's been a long time since I've picked a particular gift for someone. My favorite gift cards are Uber Eats. I give those out for most kind of, like recently for the kids' youth group leaders, I do them for birthdays. If someone has a baby, you get an Uber Eats voucher because it's so versatile. You can use it if you want to use like Uber Travel or whatever the original OG Uber is, but you can use it for food. You can even use it if you just want to like get takeaway. You can pay at the shop and then take the food home. You don't even have to have delivery. And so I feel like everybody has kind of a use for Uber Eats, perhaps excluding like really regional areas. I'm not sure that like my sister in Queensland would have Uber Eats out near her, but certainly if you're in a capital city in Australia, Uber Eats is an awesome voucher. I want to tell you about some vouchers that I've purchased that are a poor decision on my behalf. About 5 months ago, for all the staff members at the Art of Decluttering, which at the time I think was 38 staff members, I purchased an Audible book for them. So a particular book, and then they got sent the voucher via text and email, and they had to click on it, claim the book, and then they could listen to the book. One of the things about digital purchasing of gift cards is you can usually tell if it's redeemed or it's just sitting there unredeemed. And so like I would say 50% of people did not redeem and collect and claim their book. And so then I'd send out like a little message on WhatsApp like, hey, I don't know if you saw the email, but that wasn't a scam. That was a book that we're sending you. No, we still ended up with probably 10 people that never claimed the Audible book. So Audible just get the money. They just, like, I reckon they were, probably $150 just given to Audible. I feel like that is the trickery of gift cards. The beautiful thing about them for someone like me who doesn't really know how to buy a good present is that it gives the purchasing power to the recipient, not to the giver, which I like. But I would like to recommend, you know how the Australian government made a legislation change around the expiration of vouchers? I would like to see an amendment or maybe a supplementary bill passed that there needs to be some kind of a voucher buyback system. Maybe if there's a voucher purchased, I'm free thinking here, so we'll see where it ends. If a voucher's purchased, Here we go. When you make the purchase, you like indicate the recipient, but what you need is like a return to sender address, like on the back of an envelope. And so after a certain period of time, let's say 3 years, if the voucher is not redeemed or the item is unclaimed, it gets sent back to the sender. Now, I, as a business owner, understand we're not like doing a refund, because then like the incentive for using gift vouchers for the company is reduced. But maybe you could have like a equal amount voucher returned to you. So you buy your friend a $50 massage voucher, you put them as the recipient, you put yourself as the return to sender. 3 years expires, your friend never used it, you get a delightful email in your inbox that says, hey, you purchased this voucher 3 years ago, it remains unclaimed. Here is your $50 massage voucher. And you can, without any qualms, go and get the massage. And then there's no waste. I really like this idea. If anyone knows how you get like a legislative amendment, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right words, passed, I feel like it's not even a buyback system, it's just a return to sender system. I think that would revolutionize gift cards and vouchers and would actually incentivize the purchasing of them, but incentivize the use of them. I like it. All right. While I continue to mull on this new business idea of mine, which, I'm very quickly going to go into local politics, let's take a really quick ad break because I want to talk to you about my favorite gift vouchers I've talked to you about, but I want to talk about the actual gift vouchers in my possession that I'm going to use in the next couple of months and how to set a plan so that you're not the waster. All right, quick ad break and I'll be back before you know it. All right, I hope that some of you have got your little minds buzzing around how we're going to set up this return to sender system with gift cards. I don't care if it's like a gift card that you purchase at the post office or the supermarket, or it's a shop specific one. I think that it needs to be legislated, this return to sender. So my brain is now like 100 miles an hour. So I'm going to put that on hold. If any of you have ADHD, you're going to understand that my brain now wants to go and rock up at Parliament House with this podcast episode and make a recommendation. So I'm going to put that on hold and I'm going to talk to you about the gift vouchers in my possession currently and how do we actually use them rather than having that guilt. So this is what I currently have in my personal possession. I have a $50 Coles voucher. That was sent to me by Flybuys because, I got some certain amount of points and I didn't want to buy anything from the catalogue. And so I said, that's fine, just send me a gift card. I have a $100 Visa gift card. Jesse did some work, just helped someone out with assembling some stuff, and he got given a $100 gift card. He traded that for $100 being put in his, like ATM card. So I have that card from him. I have an $89 red balloon voucher that was actually gifted to me during COVID, which we didn't know we were going to be in lockdown in Melbourne for so flippin' long. And it expired, but Red Balloon have an awesome thing that if you don't use it in 12 months, it's no longer valid for the specific thing that you purchased it for, but the value can be used on any other Red Balloon experience for a couple of years. So I've got an $89 Red Balloon voucher. I have a $50 Endota Spa voucher that my parents gave me for my birthday. I had, until a week ago, a $350 school credit. So basically, a lot of these are lockdown related as a Melburnian, is there were so many things cancelled in that school year where the kids barely went to school and did homeschooling that all of the things we paid for at the start of the year, at the start of 2020, were cancelled. And so then they started crediting things to our account. Like, okay, camp is cancelled. Here's some money. Volleyball competition cancelled. Here's some money. The basketball tournament cancelled. And they kept putting it back on our school account. And it took me, it's now 2023. That's 2020. So that's 2 full school years of me trying to use up this credit. Every time there was an excursion, every time there was an expense, I'd call the bursar and say, could you please apply our credit? And then just before Christmas, I spoke to them and said, is there any way of just getting the balance refunded? Because I feel like it's so much quicker for me just to go into Compass and pay on my credit card, and calling you every time surely is annoying for both of us. And so they said, yeah, sure, easy. So they have refunded that. That's something I did get the return to sender on. And Cal has some vouchers. I'm not going to give you the exact amount because it was a gift to him and I didn't check. But he was gifted when he left his job 12 months ago some gift cards to purchase a guitar. And he has, I will give him credit, been researching upon researching which guitar he'd like to buy. And I think he's close. So those vouchers are allocated. And I think that's the key, is make a plan. Decide what you're going to use the vouchers on and then just use them. For instance, the $50 Indota Spa voucher. It could just sit in my wallet for the next 6 months, but actually it's so much nicer to intentionally use it. And so I go, all right, I'm going to book myself, and I have a look at their little brochure and go, I'm going to book myself a foot massage and a facial. I don't even know how much stuff costs, but whatever. You're going to book it in and you actually put it in the calendar. Tell them I have a voucher when you're making the booking so that you don't forget on the day and just swipe your phone and pay for it separately, which I think is one of the things that we often forget about. So do that. Just book in whatever voucher you have. Book it in to use it. So if you've got a restaurant voucher, even if you've got those gorgeous vouchers that your kids make you for like a massage, a breakfast in bed, one cuddle, use them. Like there's so much joy in using them. Book it in, use the voucher. The red balloon voucher, same thing. It's like rather than me waiting for the perfect thing to pop up on red balloon, I should just say by the end of today, actually, you know what? This is what I'm going to have to do. I'm guilty. I have that red balloon voucher sitting there. There's no reason not to use it. By the end of today, I will have booked something on red balloon using that voucher. So there you go. That's my accountability. The $50 Coles voucher, I reckon the fun thing to do would just be to go to Coles and buy $50 worth of like stone fruit or like fresh raspberries. So it's like $50. I'm never going to remember to use it when I need bread and milk. But if I actually went to the supermarket and said, I have $50 to buy like the most expensive, beautiful fruit, that would actually be super fun and an experience rather than just, oh my gosh, I forgot to use it at Coles again. And so I think that those, that intentionality around using vouchers is really cool. And also, how do you give vouchers that people then use? I do like the reminder system. For instance, we gave some vouchers to friends before Christmas, and a couple of them got a text to say, hey, this person sent you an Uber Eats voucher, but they thought it was a scam because their details had been passed around or had gone into the dark web or whatever it is during some kind of security scare and some data breach. And so they had been really conscious to not get sucked in by some email. But it was actually just me trying to give them an Uber Eats voucher. And so when I looked back a week later and it said unclaimed, I just texted them and said, hey, just checking you got this, checking I've got the right email or the right number or whatever. And so they were like, oh my gosh, I definitely would never have claimed that because I was scared that it was spam. So I do like the idea of being able to track them. I particularly like my return to sender idea. But what I really hope is that rather than having gift cards fly around, be in the fruit bowl, be in the bedside drawer, be in the car glove box, bring them out, see what you've got. It was really cool for me just to write this list and go, oh, I do have quite a few things. I'm going to set aside time to use those. That's my encouragement. So you declutter them. They're so much fun to declutter because you get to use something. You've already paid for it or someone's already paid for it. And it is a great way to start the year with a few little treats for yourself, even if it is just buying expensive fruit, is what I'm going to do. It's a lovely way to start the year and feel like you don't have that weight of gift cards and vouchers hanging over your head. Have an amazing rest of your day. Go and book in an experience using a gift card or a voucher that you have. Maybe your kids have movie vouchers or something like that. Go and book them in. Go and use them. Make sure if you are enjoying these episodes so far this year, would you please go and leave a review in your podcast app, particularly if you're an Apple podcast user. They're the ones that really help other people find the show. That would make a really big difference to me. I love being able to read them, but it does help other people discover the goodness of decluttering and organizing. Have an amazing few days until I speak to you again. Bye. I would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people who are the traditional custodians of the land this podcast is recorded on. I would also like to pay respects to their elders, both past and present, of the Kulin Nation, and extend that respect to other Indigenous Australians. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love you to rate and review the show on your podcast app. That will help others to find the Art of Decluttering podcast as well. If you'd like any more information, you can visit theartofdecluttering.com.au, and I would love to see you in my Facebook group. Just search the Art of Decluttering community on Facebook and join today. I hope that you have an incredible rest of your day and enjoy the freedom.